Miami Dolphins bring back Isaiah Wynn. And they made some other moves, and there's a bunch of other things I want to talk about. So I hope you enjoy this late night, or if you're watching this when you're waking up, early morning video. What is up, Finn fans? News broke today. A bunch of things came out today. I was busy, very busy today, especially with my physical therapy. Back's getting better. Going through physical therapy with it. The procedure that I got done didn't really work, so now I'm going through physical therapy, and it's getting better. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get healthy, so when I come down to training camp, I could try out for pass rusher. I know we need one. I used to play. So we'll see how that pans out. But the Miami Dolphins made some moves today. Also, they made some contractual moves today. Also, we got some updates on some players today. And we got some updates on some contracts today. So there's a few things I want to talk about. And let's jump into it. First and foremost, the Dolphins bring back Isaiah Wynn. Very happy about that. I told you guys I want them to bring back Isaiah Wynn, and I want them to bring back Kendall Lamb. Kendall Lamb stepped in when Teron Armstead went down very well. Isaiah Wynn, before he got injured week 7 against the Eagles with a quad injury, he had no sacks and 4 pressures on 224 pass blocking snaps. He did great. In my opinion, before he got hurt, when the offensive line was Teron Armstead, Isaiah Wynn, Conor Williams, Robert Hunt, and Austin Jackson, that was a very good top 15 offensive line in the NFL. And then one by one, they all started to fall. Injury. So to bring Isaiah Wynn back, again, he had a quad injury on the week 7 Eagles game. There was rumors of him coming back off of the physically unable to perform list at the end of the year, but then it didn't happen. They used it on Jerome Baker, and then they used it on some other people. I expect him to be fine for training camp and come in and do his thing, and possibly, if not, take his left guard spot back. So to me, your starting offensive line really looks like Teron Armstead, Isaiah Wynn, Brewer, competition at right guard, Austin Jackson. That right guard is where we really need to see what's going on. Isaiah Wynn, I think, will go back to his ways at left guard. It's just he needs to stay healthy. But I'm very happy with the bringing back of Isaiah Wynn. Bring back Kendall Lamb. You can even have, the Kendall Lamb is a tackle. He doesn't play guard. They just got to figure out right guard. That's all they got to figure out in my book, and then add some depth. Speaking of add some depth, the Dolphins did that in signing Jack Driscoll from, he was on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Jack Driscoll, a lot of people want me, what is going on? Who's Jack Driscoll? What's this? What's that? This is from Cameron Wolfe himself. Dolphins announced they've signed former Eagles offensive lineman Jack Driscoll. Driscoll was a versatile sixth man for Philly at guard and tackle who started 17 games in his 4 years there, can compete for one of 2 starting guard spots in Miami. Now, I think he will be competing. Like I said, I think Wynn has left guard. I think he'll be competing at right guard with Kendall Lamb, with Liam Eichenberg, and possibly somebody else draft or signed. But I don't expect him. This signing isn't one like Isaiah Wynn. When Isaiah Wynn got re-signed, I was like, yes, it's a 1-year deal. Like I said, before he got hurt, he was doing really well. The offensive line was humming. I'm very happy to bring back Isaiah Wynn. Then I heard the Driscoll signing. I was like, who is this? I looked him up. I'm like, that's the way I saw it. He'll make the team. He'll be that depth. He'll be that guy, that emergency. We might plug him in here and there like he was with Philly. Being that sixth man, that guy who can play tackle, can play guard. We need him. We can plug him in. But I'm not seeing this signing as anything more than competition, camp body, and best case scenario, that sixth man rotational guy if we need him. So Isaiah Wynn, very happy. Jack Driscoll, we'll see how that pans out. So those are the 2 signings from today. Then just notice I'm like reading and my brain just stopped working. Drew Rosenhaus was on Josh Moser. Go follow Josh Moser. Very good guy. He does a lot with Drew Rosenhaus. And if you know Drew Rosenhaus, he's everyone's agent. He was on Josh Moser's show talking about Conor Williams. Apologize for the pauses. My brain is just fried. And this is what he had to say.
Conor Williams, the center, it was an ACL for him. Where is he at in his recovery?
So Conor had a pretty significant knee injury. Without getting into his private business, it was a significant knee injury. So he's taking his time with his rehab. And I don't think he has immediate plans to sign with the Dolphins or any team right now. I think he's focused on his medical situation, getting healthy, and then, see where he stands at that point. So it's not going to be anytime soon that we see Conor Williams signing with an NFL team.
Could this potentially linger all the way into the season?
I think it's more something we're going to have to monitor throughout the offseason. I don't see it being an immediate future thing, but I do think it's somewhat fluid, and we'll check in with Conor periodically to see what he's thinking and how he's feeling.
Conor Williams.
So that's where you're getting your idea from, right? So Conor Williams' knee injury, I'm hearing things, right? It was a bad knee injury. And like Drew Rosenhaus said, it's a bad injury. I'm hearing it's worse than we as fans are being led to believe. And that's why they're slow playing it. He was one of, if not the best center in football besides Jason Kelce last year. Like before he got hurt against the Tennessee Titans, he was great. We had the instance where he had a groin injury and then he came back too soon, re-aggravated the groin injury, and was out for a couple of weeks. That is why Mike McDaniel is so cautious with these injuries, and a lot of people hate it. I hate it, but in the hindsight, you would prefer, okay, miss an extra game versus missing 3 or 4. I would like to re-sign, if he's healthy, Conor Williams. I don't think he would cost as much, especially coming off of such a severe injury with an ACL and more. It's not just that he tore his ACL. It was more than that. If he is healthy and he will be able to do something this season, I wouldn't be against signing him and having Brewer do moving around or something, because Conor Williams is a left guard turned center, turned into one of the best centers in the NFL. Brewer is, again, a guard/center guy, but Conor Williams is healthy so much better than Brewer. You can move Brewer to right guard. That's my thought process. Will he get re-signed? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Dolphins are monitoring this, just as Drew Rosenhaus is, because, again, before the injury, to me and to a lot of people, Conor Williams was one of the best centers in the NFL, and if you can get him back, get him back. It's bad enough we lost Hunt. If you can get Conor Williams back, get him back. So there's that. The other things I want to talk about is the contracts. Contracts. For you people who are like, I don't like when you talk about contracts, it's boring. Well, I apologize, but a big majority of you guys like to know where the money's going, how much money, what are we doing with these players? Wow, we signed this guy for 2 years, $20 million. Wait, he's only making $5 million this year? Very interesting because there's different aspects to contracts. First thing, Jeff Wilson restructured his contract to lower his 2024 cap number from 3.67 to 2.35. Source tells Daniel, and I constantly butcher his name, so I'm not going to do that, and me being Barry Jackson, lowered his base salary 2.6 mil to 1.2 mil, but got $400,000 guaranteed that otherwise wasn't guaranteed, plus workout and roster bonuses at $550 and incentives. So that means Jeff Wilson Jr. is not going anywhere, and it kind of, from what I'm getting, is the Dolphins are just running it back with the running backs for a third straight year. I wish they would add a bull type. Now, they still have Brooks, so maybe they'll start to incorporate Brooks a little bit more. I wanted Derrick Henry, but obviously that was never going to happen. I think he was wanted to go to Ravens from jump. There's J.K. Dobbins that they were interested in, but that man cannot stay healthy. I just want that back that on 3rd and 1, I'm not hesitant that we're going to hand him the ball and he's going to get blown back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where Derrick Henry would come in, but we'll see. We'll see if they run it back with the same backfield as they did the previous years. Now, I want to look at Kendall Fuller's contract, because Kendall Fuller's contract is ridiculous. And Brandon Shore is a crazy man for the contract he put together. And this is where, again, you need to look at some things. You see, what we see is 2 years, $15 million, which you think averaging $7.5 million a year. His cap hit is $2.588 million this year. He's making less than $3 million this year. That's his cap hit. Now, that's not the money he's taking home, because he has a guarantee of $10 million. But the cap hit is only $2.588 million. Then after this year, say he's washed up. That's it. He's been decent, good, and then this is it. They can move on from him and save $2.9 million or $7 million. And so it's essentially a 1-year contract. 1-year contract for Kendall Fuller, to be like, hey, are you still have some juice in the tank? We're going to move you around, just like we're going to move Jalen Ramsey around. Because that's the thing. You have these players pigeonholed in your head that, okay, you got Jalen Ramsey on the outside, you got Kendall Fuller on the other outside, and you got Kader Kohu in the middle. And that's your secondary in a nickel formation. Not necessarily. They're not going to be pigeonholed to one position under Anthony Weaver. It's going to be, he said it, I'm excited to work with Jalen Ramsey because he's a piece that I'm going to move all over the place. Same thing with Kendall Fuller. Cam Smith is going to be incorporated. So love this contract. Then you have Simon Neal's contract, which, again, he's just a really good special teamer, and that's where his job is, $1.95 million. So you kind of, his 1 year, 1.95 is what you get. And then Neville Gallimore, 1 year, 179, 1 year, 179. You know, there's some base salary and then signing, and then, you know, he's just getting this contract. So it's a 1 year deal for those guys. But the Dolphins have some moves to make. Go back and watch my video I put out Sunday, kind of talking about what areas we still have left to address. We're getting very, very close to draft time next week. Next Monday, we're going to start talking about draft. Also, next Sunday to Wednesday is the owners' meetings, and they are going to go over, they're going to vote for possible rule changes and stuff like that. So I will make a video about if any of the rule changes get passed and what they are and how they affect the teams and yada, yada, blah, 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 and stuff coming out of the owners' meeting. So you have a lot of content, not only this week, but next week. And then again, we jump right into the draft. I'm already starting to do my draft prospects tops. I'm not going to do quarterbacks because the Dolphins aren't going to draft one early. So maybe I'll sprinkle in some late guys that if the Dolphins can grab with one of their 6th or 7th, that could be a possible backup, because you guys know how I feel about Mike White. But I'm mostly focusing on defensive tackle, pass rusher, offensive line, any of them, linebackers, wide receivers, safeties. Do I want to do running backs? Besides the ones I like, comment below if you want me to do running backs, tight ends. I think those, and corners. Do you want me to do those 3? Do you think the Dolphins are going to draft any of those 3? Comment below. Let me know. Say, yeah, Doug, do tight ends, running backs, and corners, as well as the others you're doing. And we're going to start that next week. I'm doing all the work now, breaking down all the, and I'm going to have people on. I'm going to have people on to help me, like Bro Schmo. I'm going to try to get Kyle Krabs. I'm trying to get all these guys who are proficient in the draft and college football to come on and help me out. So your month of April is going to be nuts on this channel. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in the next one. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.